Hello and welcome. You are watching News 9 Live. Our top story at this hour, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who started a 45-hour-long meditation session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari, ended his spiritual retreat today. During the meditation period, the Prime Minister was on a complete liquid diet. After ending his meditation session, Prime Minister visited the statue of Tamil saint philosopher Thiruvalluvar and paid his tributes before taking a ferry back. Those are the visuals. As you can see, the ferry which is perhaps ferrying back the Prime Minister of this country, Narendra Modi, who was on a spiritual retreat or a spiritual sojourn in Kanyakumari, Vivekananda Rock. There you can see those visuals. The Prime Minister began his 45-hour-long meditation session 2 days ago, and here he is now emerging from the spiritual sojourn and ready to perhaps face the world, considering that the results of the Lok Sabha polls are expected on 4th of June. There he is. Of course, there is a wonderful statue of Tamil saint philosopher Thiruvalluvar, and Modi has always quoted Thiruvalluvar during his various speeches in Tamil Nadu and also elsewhere. He paid his obeisance to Thiruvalluvar, his tributes to this great poet, saint and philosopher of Tamil Nadu, and is now back. During this sojourn, Prime Minister Modi stayed only on a complete liquid diet, and there are his pictures. The first pictures that you see on your screens right now, the Prime Minister emerging after his 45-hour-long meditative sojourn in Kanyakumari at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, away from the world. When the campaigning stopped, Prime Minister Modi began his meditation. Of course, during this trip, Prime Minister, before ending his trip or his spiritual sojourn, Prime Minister Modi paid his respects to one of the greatest poets, saints, philosophers of Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar, a man who is known for simplicity, a man who is known for philosophical wisdom, a man who is known for how he kept the Tamil culture alive all through his period and even later period, a man who's revered by all political parties, notwithstanding their ideologies. Thiruvalluvar, that is Prime Minister Modi, paid his respects to the statue of Thiruvalluvar at Kanyakumari. There you see Prime Minister Modi. For those viewers who've just joined us in this bulletin, Prime Minister Modi decided on a 45-hour-long meditation at Vivekananda Rock at Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, and now those pictures that you see, he has emerged after he's finished his meditation, which he took for 45 hours long. During this meditative session, Prime Minister Modi, of course, paid obeisance to the sun god first. The pictures had arrived earlier, and also stayed on a complete liquid diet. Prime Minister Modi emerging there, and he was at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari, where the great philosopher of India, Vivekananda, is also supposed to have attained enlightenment. And after that, Prime Minister visited and paid his respects and obeisance to the statue of Tamil saint, philosopher and a great man, Thiruvalluvar, and then took a ferry back to once again resume normal activities. The Prime Minister, known to be a politician as well as somebody who believes in inner peace, inner calm, and also preserving his energy, considering he's had a marathon kind of a session during campaigning, gave nearly 75 interviews and campaigned regularly across the length and breadth of this country. Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi accompanied by his security personnel. He shall take a ferry back after that, which he's done already, from the Vivekananda Rock. Earlier, when he reached Kanyakumari, he first went to Kerala and then took a ferry from there to reach Kanyakumari and the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. "45 hours long meditation session. Prime Minister Modi ends it today in Kanyakumari, in Tamil Nadu, in Kanyakumari. During this meditative session, Prime Minister Modi took care to only stay on a liquid diet. And he shall now take his ferry back after, of course, paying respects and obeisance to the great poet philosopher of Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar. Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has emerged after his 45-hour long meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu. If you may recall, last year he was in Kedarnath during a similar spiritual sojourn. The Thiruvalluvar statue, by the way, is built around 500 meters and it's adjacent to the Swami Vivekananda Rock Memorial, and it is a symbol of Tamil culture. It is a symbol of Tamil philosophy. It is also a symbol of Tamil being the ancient language, which of course Prime Minister Modi has always spoken about. So today, before ending his meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid his respects and obeisance to Thiruvalluvar, the great poet saint who appealed across to people and also is somebody today who's revered. If you look at Tamil Nadu's emblem, the government's emblem, it has Thiruvalluvar there, and that is what he represents: Tamil culture, Tamil philosophy and the ancient Tamil culture. Colleague Brijesh Pandey, who will weigh in on this aspect of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Last year he was away in Kedarnath after hectic campaigning, and this time in the sweltering heat and one of the longest election campaign phases ever faced. I think it is second, if I'm not wrong. Earlier there has been one which was very lengthy. He retreated to the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Tamil Nadu to meditate for 45 long hours. And to speak more on this, I'm now being joined by my colleague Brijesh Pandey from the newsroom. Brijesh Pandey, so here is Prime Minister Narendra Modi on our screens right now, who began a 45-hour-long meditative session at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. He ended the retreat today and now took a ferry back. Tell me something, Brijesh. A lot of people are asking, I'm not getting into the politics as yet, but last time he did it in Kedarnath. This time, you know, he did from the hills, he came to the plain, the southernmost tip of India, that is Kanyakumari. How do you look at it? It is very unusual. No Prime Minister, I think, in the history has ever done this. How do you look at it, Brijesh Pandey?
I think, this is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making his signature move, that when it comes to the last phase of the election, he would go to a retreat or sojourn which has, high cultural relation significance as far as Hinduism is concerned. And this is the reason why, he first went to Kedarnath in 2019. And this time he went to Kanyakumari for a 45 hours long meditation. We saw visuals and videos which had come out of Prime Minister doing meditation and all. I think, this particular issue is one thing which, opposition, this is happening right now, when the Prime Minister is coming out of Kanyakumari, taking the ferry, coming back to Delhi, the 7th phase voting is going on. So opposition is, you cannot say that they are completely out of context when they say that, that this is what they call a silent campaign. But I would say that, that when you are fighting somebody who's running one of the most efficient, well-oiled election machinery, opposition has to be prepared for this kind of thing. And what happened in 2019, everybody knew that something or that will happen in 2024. I guess opposition was caught napping because ever since, from 2014 onwards, Prime Minister has done certain things which has changed the way we used to cover elections generally. So I think, the Prime Minister, the BJP, his supporters are calling it is just a spiritual journey, doing this meditation, 45 hours long meditation, to purify himself for what, has been going on, the heat and the dust of election campaigning. Opposition doesn't see this way, rightly so as far as their point of view is concerned, that, this is nothing but, just an attempt of doing a silent campaigning. So both sides are there, but as our colleague Surabhi, who is covering this this meditation, she's giving us these exclusive visuals which are running on our News 9 Live. Where Prime Minister is there at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, is coming out, going to take ferry. So it's a very interesting ending of meditation, 45-hour long meditation, and I guess another 3 hours before the 7th and the final phase of election comes to an end. Sudha?
Yes. And also let's now, like Brijesh said, our colleague has been sending us very, very important pictures, very interesting. You will see there, you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the ferry. The ferry is now taking off even as the 7th phase comes to an end in a couple of hours, and the Prime Minister will be in Delhi after a 45-hour-long meditative retreat at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, and of course also paying his obeisance to the great poet, saint, philosopher of Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar, a man who is revered by all political parties, whatever the ideologies may be. And let me tell you that this is just the statue that you see on your screen. There you see Prime Minister paying obeisance to Thiruvalluvar is just 500 meters away from the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. There you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi, of course followed by security personnel, after ending his 45-hour-long meditative retreat, during which the Prime Minister stayed only on a complete liquid diet. Let me go back to Brijesh once again. Brijesh, the thing is that every move of Prime Minister is watched very closely. That's a given. But the whole Thiruvalluvar, the whole kind of Tamil Nadu, the kind of messaging which is there, do you think that is also a messaging, if not for today, but for tomorrow, that Tamil Nadu is right on top so far as Prime Minister Modi is concerned?
Oh, absolutely. I think what is happening is that the kind of a Tamil Nadu push which Prime Minister Narendra Modi is giving is something which has to be learned from the opposition parties. The BJP is a non-entity in Tamil Nadu. And initially they went in some sort of an alliance with the AIADMK, and there was a lot of bickering between their chosen man and AIADMK, which is Annamalai. And when the fight reached Delhi, they chose to side with Annamalai, and they also bought his vision that we should not carry the baggage of AIADMK into this particular election, win or lose. The kind of effort they are making, the imagery which the Prime Minister is sending as far as this 45 hours meditation is concerned, I think it leaves nobody in doubt about about the kind of seriousness which BJP and also Prime Minister is giving as far as the state of Tamil Nadu is concerned. The BJP realizes that if they get their game to another level, southern citadels have to be breached. That is the reason why the BJP went ballistic as far as Telangana is concerned, and that is the reason why the BJP, in fact the Prime Minister made maximum visits to the state of Tamil Nadu, even more, in the first 3-4 phases, even more than Uttar Pradesh. And this clearly shows the importance Tamil Nadu has, or the urge of the BJP to breach the citadel of Tamil Nadu is concerned. Sudha?
Brijesh, what is very interesting about Kanyakumari is that it's around 48.4% of Hindus, but there are equal number of Muslims as well there, and I beg your pardon, Christians. So in and around Kanyakumari, it's a mixed kind of population. Although our Prime Minister meditated there, and it is seen through the prism of Hinduism, but don't you think that's also some kind of messaging? Because like I told you, Kanyakumari is a mixed bag. It's not a majority Hindu population that you see in Kanyakumari. Let me read out the statistics for all those who are interested. Hinduism 48.65, I was right about that, and the Christian is 46.85. So, Brijesh, what do you have to say on this? And look at it, the Bhagavati Amman temple. Bhagavati is Durga as we know it, Navadurga in the north. I mean, she is also seen as Kali in West Bengal. Again, that goddess is someone who's common to all the southern states, Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka, because the mother goddess is very, very special, unlike Murugan, who's only very special to Tamil Nadu. So do you think these two messaging also has some kind of import there, Brijesh Pandey?
So the interesting thing is that when you are a politician who has a committed core cadre, you have to first take care of that. The cadre and the fact that they remain united is of essence, which will see that you catapult into a bigger league or you get the required number of seats. This is the reason why, if you look at the kind of conversation that has started from the first phase of election and how it completely took a radical departure from the second phase onward till the sixth phase, is a clear-cut indication that that for the BJP and for others also, catering to pandering to the need of their core constituency remains the most important thing. When you are in Kanyakumari, it is not that you are only looking at or reaching out to the voters of that particular place. It is an image which is being sent across to all the India, especially north of India. And what Prime Minister did was yesterday his photographs, his videos, doing puja, giving ardh to sun god and all. I mean, it was not aimed at somebody else. It was aimed at, those imageries found a great degree of resonance in northern India states as well. And so it is they're trying to hit two birds with one stone. One, those imageries have a profound impact on in the states of Uttar Pradesh, in the state of West Bengal, in the state of Bihar. And so on and so forth, especially Himachal as well. And it is also a reach out to, to the state of Tamil Nadu by paying obeisance to the kind of imagery that is there. So it is, he's trying to kill two birds with one stone. And that is exactly why, the opposition and all said that this is a misuse and, election commission should not allow him to do that and all. This is the reason why, the Congress and the other opposition parties were very, very jittery. So
yeah, but then the Prime Minister is always, kind of beats to the game, I would say. And they were, like you said, you started the conversation by saying that the opposition was caught napping. Brijesh, it's a culture thing, and we cannot take out culture from this country. Although many political parties have argued, it's a different thing to say that we are secular, democratic. But on the other hand, you can't say that we will take culture out of what we are basically made of, the salt, as it were. Being a renunciate, being a sannyasi, being a yogi, someone who is devoted to the powers above, whatever the name be, whether it is a mother goddess or any other god, Hindu god. But the point is the imagery here, if you look at brand Modi, it is about I have done my duty now. Now it's up to the forces above to decide what they want for me. This kind of a messaging, don't you think that it finds fantastic resonance amongst everybody? Because we tell our kids, you've done your best, leave it to the gods now.
Well, it does. And, I think, as I was saying, the fact of the matter is that, yesterday, the kind of videos which came out, the still picture photographs of Prime Minister Narendra Modi doing dhyan and all, it had a great degree of resonance in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Himachal Pradesh and other states as well. See, the fact is that religion is an inseparable part. And, when you are a political party or when you are a politician, you have to take the game to another level. Prime Minister has done it. It's not like other politicians have not tried. Rahul Gandhi tried it, in the elections of Gujarat, where he tried to be, the newer Hindutva avatar, going from temple hopping to hopping, but he was not consistent at it. With the Prime Minister, the fact is that he has been consistent at it, and that is the reason why, he's been taken much more seriously than Rahul Gandhi concerned. And this is the reason why this time, and I must say that, to the credit of Rahul Gandhi, he did not indulge in anything which was not his original nature, and that is the reason why, his reception during the Bharat Jodo Yatra and others was much better than what we have seen in its earlier avatar. What Prime Minister is doing is that the messaging which is going out is he's catering to his core constituency. And based on my conversation with people who are there in Uttar Pradesh, I come from Uttar Pradesh, people from Bihar and other states as well, the constituency laps it up like anything. Sudha?
Right. And also I want to bring to your notice about, what the opposition has been saying, that look, why take cameras inside? Why make a big spectacle of it? And a lot of mean comments have also come out, because also, adding what happened in Kedarnath, saying that, look, he's not meditating, he's only posing for the camera, etc. Tell me, if on the one hand there is a message in what Prime Minister Modi did for 45 hours, what is the kind of messaging that the opposition is sending out, Brijesh Pandey?
Well, I think, there's a saying that nothing succeeds like success. And the fact of the matter is that even when it went to Kedarnath, there were a lot of lampooning which was done and say that, that he's somebody who would do sannyas and dhyan in front of, 10 cameras, beaming it live to the whole country. The fact of the matter is that, the opposition did not thought it. And herein lies the tale between how efficient the electoral machinery of the BJP and how efficient the electoral machinery is of the Congress party and other opposition party. You can counter every move of your counts, and this is what the Prime Minister is doing, and this is not something which he has done which not many were aware. Most of us were aware that he is going to repeat a Kedarnath. What people weren't aware of, Sudha, was the location. But, if you are an opposition party who is trying to up the game, you can also counter it. But by saying or by trying to ridicule him, the BJP has positioned it as you're not ridiculing Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you are ridiculing the essence of Hindutva. And this is where, their political interest gets hit badly.
Very interesting point, Brijesh. I'm going to come back to you. I'm taking a break right now. But when I come back, we will talk about this whole messaging with my colleague, Brijesh Pandey. Stay with us.
$20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
वो पूछते हैं कि हम कौन है गालिब, तुम बतलाओ कि हम बतलाएं क्या।
I told him, you do what you think is best, I will not insist.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Healthy mind can reside only in a healthy body.
That is the only cure for the restless mind.
Happiness is a choice.
The fastest way to be happy is to make somebody else happy.
World premiere on 2nd June, only on News 9 Live.
Welcome back. We're speaking about Prime Minister Narendra Modi having concluded his spiritual sojourn, 45-hour-long meditation. Those are the pictures exclusively on News 9. These pictures of Narendra Modi, let me describe them a little and then we will start a dialogue with my colleague Brijesh Pandey. There you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi flanked, of course, by his security personnel. He finished his 45-hour-long meditation at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. Earlier on the first day, he of course visited also the Bhagavati Amman temple, which is supposed to be 3,000 years old, where you have the Virgin Goddess, and therefore the area is named as Kanya, which means a girl, Kumari, which means a virgin, Kanyakumari. That's why the place has got the name, and the Mother Goddess is of course placed there. It's one of the 52 Shakti Peethas. There you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi, after paying obeisance to the saint, philosopher and a great man in Tamil literature and culture, Thiruvalluvar. He paid obeisance and then he took the ferry back. So there you have pictures of Narendra Modi emerging after 45-hour-long meditation at Kanyakumari at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. And there, for those who've just joined us, a huge garland made of roses and his head bowed in front of the great poet, saint, philosopher Thiruvalluvar. Now Prime Minister Modi shall take a ferry back, and even as the 7th phase of elections come to an end, Prime Minister Modi will be back in New Delhi. After hectic campaigning, when the campaignings fell silent, after the 6th phase, Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to come for a spiritual retreat to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. And with that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching.
That ink is a semi-permanent dye called the indelible ink.
We are the sole manufacturer of this indelible ink.
Don't try to repair something which is working.
And if you have facial recognition, you can go vote in any booth anywhere based on where you are, and then it will be recorded that you can't vote anywhere else again.
Can we retire indelible ink and use biometrics? Theoretically, my answer would be yes.